Hey open competitors, I just wanted to make a quick little video. Just finished 21.3. My game plan going in, be decently conservative on the squats and the thrusters. I wanted to be unbroken, but I wasn't trying to pull the bar down or squat very fast. Just a nice steady pace, making sure to breathe. At the top, I was able to maintain that for most of it. I think in the chest to bar round, I think I broke up my thrusters 8 and 7. And in my coming off my muscle ups, I did the same. I could have been unbroken there, but I kind of wanted to not jack my legs up too much for 21.4 at the end. So yeah, the squats, thrusters pretty much felt how I thought they would feel. First round felt great. Second round, felt a little bit of burn in the legs. And then the third round as well. But the front squats coming out of the rest, definitely pretty manageable. It's just those thrusters coming out of the gymnastic movement that felt a little bit spicy. In the shoulders as well, I was really trying to come out of the squat with an aggressive hip drive to minimize shoulder use, but still pretty deep burn there. So I wanted to break it up, just not to jack my legs up too much for the strength, 21.4 after. The gymnastics for myself, I think I've been able to do something like 45 unbroken toes to bar before, so I kind of have a plan to be unbroken in my toes to bar. I was just going to go off feel. I was able to go unbroken, and it never really jacked me up too much. The thrusters coming out, I felt a little wobbly in the midline. Definitely felt a little bit tired going into them, but that settled down, and I was unbroken coming off those toes to bar. I think it might have hurt me though. I don't know if it was the best plan because the chest to bar and the muscle ups definitely were a bit labored. I don't know if it was because of how aggressive I was on the toes to bar, but it was just a challenge I gave myself. Anybody else, you definitely have to think about maintaining your composure, not being too aggressive on them, especially if you tend to die off if you do big sets. So anybody that's 5 or less toes to bar and they're kind of into those struggle reps, you guys might want to think of quick singles, just to maintain, just to keep that burnout line below, we stay below the red line, because if you get into that red line, it's going to be a long time getting through those toes to bar with big rests. So the key to singles is work on the way up and relax as much as you went on the way down, which means you basically come off the bar. You don't do like a negative down or even control the down. Once you do your movement, you just let yourself drop and fall off the bar. Then you minimize the work that you're doing. So yeah, it really works well to get your toes to the bar and then kind of shoot off the bar, do a 180 and then hit one from the other direction. It kind of is a good timing aspect to your singles. A lot of you guys have done that, but if you haven't done that yet, give it a shot in your warm-up. Yeah, the chest to bar, the most demanding movement for me, along with the muscle ups in that one. Again, if you can't bust out 10 chest to bar in a row, when you're fresh, you're probably wanting to do singles on that. If you can, feel pretty comfortable doing 10 or more fresh, you may want to think of higher sets of 3, sets of 5. I was able to maintain sets of 5 with pretty decent, quick little rest. It wasn't too long, got a bit longer as it went. But I felt pretty composed doing 5s. I wasn't burning out on that 5th one. If I was, I would have dropped it down. And my rest didn't keep getting longer and longer. So the key is whatever rep scheme you're doing, your rest kind of stays the same throughout. You do a single jump turn, take a breath, do another one, or just do it right away. If you do your 3s, you do 3, take a couple breaths, hit another 3. And if you find that you're taking longer and longer rest, then you just take that down a rep, do 2, or take it to 1 and minimize that rest. And then the muscle ups, if you're a muscle up person, they were way harder than I thought. I was pretty done by then as far as my midline, my shoulders. I've done 15 plus in a row before, and I was doing a pretty labored 3. And, my rest probably went from, maybe 7 seconds up to more like 15 seconds by the time I was near the end of it. So I was taking longer rest, but I was stubborn and just wanted to do 3. And I was probably taking a longer rest once I got up there, having a breath or 2 before I came down and cycled that rep. So you just you gotta go off feel. You gotta make those little adjustments as you go to try to minimize how long you're not working for and minimize that rest. So, you know, don't be stubborn with your rep schemes. Just listen to your body. If things aren't working out with the plan that you had, adjust it, and don't rest too long. Take those quick little breaks with maybe smaller sets. So the total feel of the workout for me, nothing really surprised me until the muscle ups. The muscle ups were a lot harder than I thought they'd be, partly because of grip, partly because of how taxed my midline was and shoulders. But all in all, pretty happy with how the part A went. My time was 13:55. My splits, that's part B, sorry. My split off the first round was 2:11. My split off the chest bar second round, getting done my thrusters, was 6:26. And then my total time was 13:55. So I got to start my 21.4 at 13:55. I probably didn't do my first lift for about 2.5 minutes. I was laying on the floor in agony because I went so hard on the first part. And then my first weight I did at 165, and it was hard. My body was pretty rubbery. My legs were giving out, my midline giving out, my grip was taxed. I think I attacked the first part so hard that I didn't recover in time for that first lift. So that really surprised me how tired I felt doing that first lift. It was ugly as hell. I felt like I was using somebody else's body. I'm not trying to scare you. It would probably feel better for you. I just think I attacked the first part so hard that I really didn't have much left for the strength. Kind of didn't really want to save a lot for the strength because I knew I wouldn't do that good in it anyway. Haven't been lifting very heavy lately. So yeah, I went 165. I waited about another, say, 2-ish minutes, something like that, and I did 185. And oh, I'm glad I didn't have a video of that because that was pure shit. I was able to do it, but wow, it was sketchy to say the least. My deadlift was good, of course. My power clean turned into a squat clean because I could barely get under it, and it was pretty off balance. And then my hang squat clean was even worse, and my jerk, I went to dip and drive, and like my legs gave out on me, and I caught it pretty rubbery. So I was done. My legs were fried, my midline was fried, and if it wasn't for a belt, I probably would have hurt my back. So I put 195 on, did the deadlift, and just knew something was going to go on me if I went for it. So I picked it up with 5 seconds to go, and for me it just wasn't worth it. It felt like I almost hurt something at 185. So I just lived to fight another day on that. And I'm pretty happy with the first one. A little disappointed on the second one, but that's okay. Time to work on some strength and try not to lose some of my stamina. So my takeaway for you guys is I got that foundations different version that I made for people. You're welcome to do what CrossFit has given you guys, or you can do that one. You know, I want to make it a workout out of you guys. So if some of you guys want to go RX, you can do toes to bar and you can do chest to bar, but you can't do muscle ups. Chances are you may not get there with a lot of time anyway, so it's going to be a workout for you anyway. If you're a person that can do toes to bar but can't do a chest to bar, you can maybe start the workout RX and do the front squats, do the toes to bar, do the thrusters, get into the next round, do the front squats, and then that would be your time. And we could just get your split of done the thrusters, maybe your time of done the front squats in the next round, and then we just give you a movement you can do. Instead of chest to bar, maybe we give you pull-ups, okay? So you would have a score for the RX-ish type workout with maybe a split time of getting done the next set of front squats off your round one, and then you just continue on and you do some things that you can do. If you don't want to do jumping pull-ups, you can do pull-ups. That's why it's an in-house open. We want to make it a workout for you, and it would be something that we do in class, right? But we just got to find a way that we can score everybody. As if you're hitting it at RX, you get as far as you can doing the actual RX workout, and then you continue with something that you can do instead of just coming to a dead standstill if you can't do chest to bar. You get the idea. So I'm going to come up and formulate some ideas on maybe a way that we can just make it a workout for people and get their full 15 minutes in if they have to time cap out and they don't have to come to a dead standstill. So stay tuned for that. I'll brainstorm, maybe talk with some of the other coaches on how to come up with that the best way. What else can I say about this workout? Yeah, it's really not about the thrusters and the front squats. So you're going to make it through that. It's not that many reps. It's mostly about that gymnastics, and I think that's the way they planned it. So yeah, challenge yourself with the gymnastics. A lot of you guys may get a movement for the first time. That's kind of what the Open's for, is to challenge yourself safely. So yeah, if you think you can bust out at your first chest to bar, or your first pull-up, or your first toes to bar, you know, hit a new weight on one of those movements, the cleans, or the squat cleans, or the jerks, then, you know, might be a good opportunity to do it, as long as you're being safe. All right, guys, that's about all I can think of. I'm pretty tired. Maybe some more stuff will pop into my brain when I'm not some dummied from that workout. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, and hit me with any questions that you have. See you guys.